Alright, here we are. Last game of the day for me, and it's going to be between Planet Odd and Starboyz. We get right on into the draft, and we take a look. Nyx, Phoenix banned out by Planet Odd. Starboyz, they ban out Sand King, Nature's Prophet, and Puck. Picked up for the first two picks for Planet Odd are Night Stalker and Crystal Maiden. And then, for the side of Starboyz, they pick up Kunkka and Shadow Shaman. So right away, you take a look at both these drafts, and Planet Odd, they're looking forward to that first night, try and get Night Stalker in to gank as many heroes as possible, be very aggressive, and then they might even work well with that Crystal Maiden over towards the safe lane where this Night Stalker could roam over, get themselves a couple of early kills for their carry. Could do the same thing over mid, too. So Starboy's going to have to watch out, and we'll have to see what mid they pick. You know, hopefully it's not something very weak in the early game, because they get chased, they get slowed by Night Stalker. If they've got something on Planet Odd, let's say a Quap, could be in a lot of trouble in the early game if you're Starboyz. They ban out the Razor on Planet Odd, the Puck on Starboyz, so one of those mids is really taken away in Puck, where the Illusory Orb could come forward, he can jump into it, take out these heroes, as well as the Nature's Prophet. Kind of restricts that kind of mobile gaming from Planet Odd. They've got Shadow Shaman and Kunkka for Starboyz. They're looking to, you know, get that X into the Torrent, into the Shackles. They're really looking to lock down these heroes of Planet Odd for a long enough time. But we'll see if they're even given that opportunity as this game kind of progresses. So Lina banned out by Starboyz.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see what Planet Odd want to ban out. Quap's still on the board, and I do think that is the mid that Planet Odd are going to pick up, or maybe go after that Invoker. We've seen Weeha on the Invoker. Could see maybe Weeha go for something different. Go Meepo if you wanted to. Something crazy. I don't know. Venomants are banned out. Don't want to be dealing with that. Now Starboyz. We'll see what they pick up third. Got Shadow Shaman Kunkka, so they're 4 and 5 are already picked up. Need their cores to start coming out. Both teams looking for offlaners, in which not many have really been banned out. Puck could be an offlaner. Sometimes we see it that way. Not mainly, though. It's mainly a mid. Nyx is an offlaner. And then sometimes Venomants are thrown that direction, as well as Sand King. So we'll see what they go with. It is Juggernaut. So they're going to show their carry, and right away, Starboyz, they look all right with the lockdown they have of both the Shackle, the Blade Fury, and the Torrent. What's not banned out, though, is the Clockwork and the Shadow Fiend. Could see that come into play for the side of Planet Odd, or even really Starboyz. Both of them have the opportunity to go for these picks. Problem is, with the bans coming in between Starboyz 4th and 5th, I don't think they'll be given the opportunity if they pick up one or the other. So, Planet Odd, if they pick up the Shadow Fiend, it might force out the Clockwork pick of Starboyz. But they go with the Legion Commander, so they want that dual damage. Want that lockdown, even more of Legion Commander and Crystal Maiden. We'll see how Starboyz try to react to this, as Clockwork's still on the board, and then they still need a mid. And in terms of offlaners, you've got Bat, you've got Clock, Tide if you're desperate.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe an Underlord comes out. We've seen that a couple of times.
Reserve time.
And they'll actually go with the Abaddon, or the Abaddon.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So Planet Odd on to their next pick. See what they do. They still need a mid and a safe laner. I'll have to see what they do next in these couple of picks. Maybe they want to get in the face of Starboyz with a Sven coming out, but I don't know if that's really the case going up after this Abaddon. They might want to go... They can't go with the Lena. Might want to actually go with the Invoker. So let's see what they pick up next. Planet Odd. I'm gonna go with the Ursa. So Ursa wants that early game, wants that quick phase blink. Get into the faces of these heroes, and with the lockdown they have, with the duel that'll come out, that's good enough lockdown for Ursa to beat you with his claws and kill off these heroes of Starboyz. So Tinker banned out by Starboyz. Planet Odd, they're on to their last ban. And it's going to have to be a mid of their own, and it'll be what really Weehaw doesn't want to be up against, and we'll see what they go with. Only 20 seconds remaining in the reserve time. So they got to be very careful about this. And it is the Quap, so they don't want that early aggression.
Dire team pick.
They did have the first pick, so they could have picked the Quap, but Quap getting banned out, they don't want the Shadow Strike being a big deal, so maybe we do see that Invoker come out for Weehaw, where you don't have to eat that Shadow Strike, the Scream, and the aggression that can come from a Quap. And a Shadow Fiend. So completely wrong.
Radiant team pick.
So Shadow Fiend picked up for Planet Odd. They've got some nice slow lockdown, some big-time ultis for this team, and both Shadow Fiend and Crystal Maiden. Ursa going to be that frontline tanker with Shadow Fiend Requiem, using that Requiem on the edge, and then Crystal Maiden doing the same. Looks pretty good for Planet Odd, while Starboyz, they've got Tanky in the Abaddon, but Juggernaut, at least early against this team, I don't know how he'll be able to hold up, especially with these two weak supports of Shadow Shaman and Kunkka. Yes, they have the ability to keep him alive with the boat. X and Torn is some good lockdown with Shackles, but other than that, right now, you don't have a stun, and you're going to need one over mid. So you'd like to have one more stun for this team. You can't really bank on the fact that Juggernaut's going to be going towards that Abyssal Blade late into this game. So over mid, you think about what you can go with. Maybe you go with the Lone Druid mid, hope for the roots, but I'm not too sure how confident you'd be in that. So 15 more seconds. See what they go with. Up against this Shadow Fiend.
Remaining.
Could throw the Kunkka mid and go with another support. They go with the Death Prophet. So Death Prophet picked up. You've got Weehaw on that Shadow Fiend, Resolution on the Ursa, Legion Commander played by Moon, Saxa on the Crystal Maiden, Misery on Night Stalker. Planet Odd are ready to take on Starboyz against the Death Prophet, Dragonheart on the Abaddon, BTY with the Juggernaut, Saf on the Shadow Shaman, and Orange on that Kunkka. So this is the last game of the day for me. To thank you guys beforehand for joining me. And we'll be underway with this game, get through that little tower cutscene, as well as this game matchup cutscene as well.
Ten seconds remaining.
There it is. So total number of smoke gank kills by 25 minutes. Let's go 3 to 5. Who gets the longest kill streak? Resolution. I learned that the first game. I saw them today. Planet Odd will get the first tower kill and gank kills by 10 minutes. Let's say 2. So we're underway here. We take a look over. Saf gonna get that ward down. I think it's immediately spotted out by Misery, not placing that sentry ward just yet. Let's take a look over at BTY. He's gonna be heading over bottom. We've got the Death Prophet in mid with possibly both the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman looking for early ganks. In the offlane, Abaddon, who should be pretty safe overall in that offlane up against Resolution, unless he really gets bursted down with the Crystal Maiden coming over, as well as Misery. So I'll have to see how these lanes really form out and how the lanes really go. It's going to be interesting to see. Moon, we'll see how he keeps up with the Juggernaut. He's been farming pretty well. I think I saw him go up against the Juggernaut in a previous game today and did very well up against it in terms of farm. When you let that Legion get farm, get that quick Blink Dagger, all of a sudden you could find yourself in a little bit of trouble, as he's going to be able to be that initiator that Planet Odd want. So there they go. They block these creeps. Very well blocked by both Misery and Weehaw. And Death Prophet does a good job over mid. So now just going to eat that Void and really hope that they don't find too much trouble. They come over. Spirit Siphon. Weehaw getting run all the way back with that Torrent. A couple of shots are going to get him pretty low. But now they look towards this Death Prophet. Hit with the Void. One shot comes in. Maybe another from Misery if he could get the Void. I'm surprised he didn't go for it. But now the salve is there from the Death Prophet, and they take out Orange. I didn't really see them turning that around. I thought Orange had gotten out. So Orange comes right back over mid. There's the Torrent thrown his way again. But I don't think Weehaw's going to really commit going too far out once he knows how much that Spirit Siphon can do. Just trying to gain these souls, hit that much harder, not having the luxury of that Clockwork Cog soul trick. And with Misery here, Misery almost level 2, now level 2, as well as Weehaw. Let's see how aggressive Starboyz really are. Got this creep wave pushed all the way deep. Weehaw gonna get hit by that Torrent again. He's going to need to heal up, and we'll see how close by Orange stays. Meanwhile, up top, Resolution farming pretty well. 8-2 top of the CS chart. Really nothing that Dragonheart can do to stop this. I mean, Resolution just hits so hard. If he really wants to make a move, it'd be pretty dangerous up against this Ursa. Interesting to see Miss Coil use in such a way. So just going to continue to farm up. We see around the back is going to be Orange. See if he can maybe even grab that Courier coming around mid. He's done it a couple times in this main qualifier. And Weehaw just going to continue to push. Let those creeps tank the tower. Coming in is going to be Misery. The Spirit Siphon might be too much for Weehaw. He's got to watch out. The raise is there. Can Misery get that one last shot? But the Aphotic Shield is shown as well as the Mist Coil, so he might be all right. And Misery might be the one in trouble. Orange is going to come through, going to miss that Torrent. Misery still running away. Let's take a look over at the Death Prophet, who is going to get out as Weehaw's backed off. And Misery still continuing to run. Torrent up in 2 seconds. Moon comes over. Maybe they turn it around. They've got the Void. Torrent hits on Misery. It's a kill going the way of Starboyz, and Orange manages to get out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So 1-1. A nice kill goes the way of Starboyz, but that was a lot of rotations coming through and opens up the lane for BTY. So this Jug having a pretty good time, but as I say that, up top, Resolution having a very good time. Just looking to take this tower pretty quickly. Abaddon did rotate, so that opened it up for Resolution. We take a look over mid. They're thinking about going in with this Night Stalker as well as the Crystal Maiden, so let's see how careful Death Prophet is with these creeps pushing in. They can go all the way past these trees, or past this tower. Crypt Swarm is going to push him back. Take a look up top. Dragonheart might be in a little bit of trouble getting wrecked on by Resolution, but getting under that tower does not want to eat those shots. Doesn't want to risk giving his life away, so he'll back off. We take a look at the Abaddon, Misery, and Saxa from around the back. They'll get themselves another kill, and Planet Odd with a quick 1k lead. Just 4.5 minutes into this game. We take a look over bottom as Moon has kind of switched over into the jungle, just trying to farm up over on the side here. So over top, again, Resolution. Just continues to have an easy lane up here. Abaddon not really deterring him too much from getting that farm. And we take a look over Misery. He's level 3, so he's got 2 in that Void. Very much watch out, especially Prophet just getting back to full health, but can quickly be chunked out by the Shadow Fiend. Moon Meander ends up dropping to BTY. I wasn't expecting that over down bottom. BTY trying to get out, slowed out by Saxa, still trying to run. Saxa takes a moment to stop, but here comes Misery in the nighttime with that Void. The healing ward keeping him alive for now, but they end up getting the kill. The Torrent comes through on Saxa, getting very low. One more shot for Orange will get the kill. Now, just Misery versus Orange. So, Resolution just continuing to farm up. We'll switch it over to the net worth a little bit early. See that Shadow Fiend Weeha leads the net worth, and then followed by Ursa, who's got those phase boots all ready. Take a look over. Abaddon in a bit of trouble. The raises come in, hitting very hard as Weeha breaks that aphotic shield. There's the Frostbite. Doesn't even pop the Shrine. He gets taken out. They're going to come over. They're going to try and get a return kill on Weeha. He's got that double damage. I'm not too sure they want to go in. The Ether Shock is there, trying to take out the ward. Is Weeha now hit by that Shackle. They'll look to get the kill. Hexed up and taken out. So they do take out the Shadow Fiend.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Glyph up this base and just trying to hold this tower. Actually, Crystal Nova from Saxa, that'll deter him, and Planet Odd to get the first tower. Gotta be very careful is the side of Starboyz. It's tied 4-4, but the net worth is starting to tilt very much in favor of Planet Odd, especially with Resolution just continuing to farm uncontested. We've got Weeha, who did manage to get taken out by Starboyz, but still not really deterring the farm, not really stymieing it at all, and you know, Shadow Fiend with a bit of farm, especially with Resolution on that Ursa, can turn into a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, you take a look at Misery Hunter in the night to get to the low ground. They're going to ping him out. Orange trying to get X marks the spot, but not going to go in too deep for that. They'll let him leave, and Weeha's come over to the jungle to try and farm up that Dragonlance.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So a quick tower for the side of Odd.
I'll take back to my sustains. Gold remains.
This'll come in handy.
Now Arcane Boots there for the Kunko. We take a look over mid again. Misery going to try and get level 6. Just farm up over mid up against this Death Prophet, who is level 7, so not really too far ahead of Misery. We take a look at the Shadow Fiend, who was laning Weeha. He's about level 8, so almost a full level behind, or almost a half a level behind, is Death Prophet. Resolution lays in wait. They look over towards this Jug. They look for that duel, chase him back. And now they're going to head towards pushing this creep wave and getting this tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Just clicked off again. Not bad. And they get themselves a little bit of the raises from the Weeha. Continue to push. I think they want to get this kill on the Shadow Fiend, and not by himself, though. They try to get the Torrent. It's going to be a little bit short. Now they know a couple of heroes are down here, and that is making space for the rest of the team. Resolution is just farming up these Ancient Creeps. They need to find themselves a moment here to get this tier 1 tower bottom, but it doesn't look as though Starboyz are going to have the ability to do so. They can only push so much. They don't really have too much damage output. They're going to be going up against this Ursa, who's quite farmed. If I can get turned around on them very quickly. So Resolution very close to that Blink Dagger. 125 gold away. We take a look over mid. They've got the Spirit Siphon as well as the Silence out. X marks the spot. Not going to hit on that Torrent, so Exorcism's used by the Death Prophet. Things don't go right for Starboyz. Oh boy. They have a couple of these heroes over mid and just opening up the map again for the rest of these heroes on odd. Take a look. You've got Resolution now with that Blink. They're definitely going to look over mid. They got to watch out. If you're Death Prophet, they've got Weeha getting low. That's going to really think that she's going to get in deep enough to get a kill. But now Orange goes in as well. The boat's going to be there with the Torrent. It hits on Resolution, but doesn't really do too much to save himself. Orange drops to Resolution, and another easy kill goes his way. So they'll heal up with this bottom shrine now. You've got the Blink shown off by Resolution. They're looking over. Saf just hiding in the trees shows himself. And Saf just going to Hex to save his life. But it doesn't look as though he'll survive any longer. They're trying to get the duel. Don't give it to Moon. He does get the kill on Weeha. Or Weeha gets the kill on Saf. 30 souls. The push is pretty nice here from Weeha, just continuing to take away this bottom tier 1. You take a look over, there's the Blink starting to rip away this Abaddon, force out that ult. Misery's going to continue to chase. They have the Void. He can't really go anywhere. Dragonheart, kind of knowing he's dead to rights, just trying to open up time and space for the rest of his team. And Misery continuing to come over. Only really mana left for one more Aphotic Shield, but not going to matter anyway.
Radiant structures are fortified.
X marks the spot. Boat, Torrent, Moon hit by the Omni Slash. A lot used to get that kill, so they really wanted that kill out on Moon, but it cost them quite a bit. So 6,000 net worth lead for Planet Odd. They're continuing to push away. Dragonlance is out for Weeha. This tier 2 tower down to about half health. They'll TP in Weeha to the shrine up top, and they're going to look to push this tier 1. They want to take out this last tier 1 tower, and with that, Starboyz, you know, they're going to continue to lose map control. The more towers they give up and the less wards they have on the map right now. They have one mid, luckily, but giving up a lot of map control, giving up these towers. Actually, they're looking over towards this Death Prophet. There's the Soul of the Void. The Silence comes out. The Frostbite, the kill. Now they look towards Orange. Here's Resolution going in the boat to try and save his life. It'll push back Resolution enough to keep him up. But they'll lose the tier 1 tower. They've lost the Death Prophet. And now a 7,000 net worth lead for the side of Planet Odd. With that, they move over towards Roche. I think they're going to try and fight this, but really, what do they have? Omni Slash is down. They've got Serpent Wards to use, but no boat either. So they do drop the Serpent Wards. Resolution gets hit up hard. He tries to run away. There's X marks the spot. Resolution does drop, so surprisingly enough, Starboyz, they might be able to steal this Roche. They're continuing to go in. The X marks the spot, as well as these two heroes are starting to deter them. They get themselves the Aegis on BTY. and they steal it out from under the noses of Planet Odd. Requiem charge, but he's hexed up. There's the Shackles. They'll get another kill. And they take out both the Ursa as well as the Shadow Fiend, get themselves the Aegis, and it's very well played by Starboyz.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Look towards this tier 1, but the TPs are coming in. Here comes the Night Stalker as well as Moon, still trying to find himself a nice duel. You look over as this Death Prophet's running away. Back on the end of this fight, they pop the ulti of Abaddon. Omnislash is going to come out only to extend the life of BTY. They go for this kill. Blade Fury doing quite a bit. It'll be winner, winner, chicken dinner for this Legion commander. And they've also killed off Dragonheart. They're going to look to kill off this Juggernaut again. And Resolution, his swipes are just too heavy for the Juggernaut to really withstand. We'll look to push again, look for a tier 2 over mid. And they gotta try and fight here and stop this, but they only have both. Let's see if they can even deter this this push on the tier 2 tower by the side of Planet Odd.
Gold and sweet.
Jug comes over, he finishes off a Solar Crest. Interesting item for the Juggernaut, wanting to get that Midas armor. We'll see if that really works out well enough for him. It's going to be just an interesting build. Usually you go for that Manta style first, or even the Diffusal Blade. Actually over mid, Abaddon. Gotta be very careful here. Let's take a look. Moon does have that blink to go for a duel. They're gonna look towards top. They want to get the duel again on this Juggernaut. So see if they can find it, but nobody coming over just yet for the side of Planet Odd. They've got just Moon here.
This'll come in handy.
Now with the double damage on Weehaw, maybe they do look to fight.
Gold from my chest.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Meanwhile, over bottom, Misery just continuing to push this creep wave. They've got this tier 2 tower. Bottom down to about half health. 5 heroes here, 5-man smoke. Let's see if Starboyz can make anything happen as they start heading over towards bot. They're going to TP in, and double damage is there for Weehaw. He's already starting to back out. He's got the Crystal Maiden as well as the Night Stalker on his side. Here comes X marks the spot. Weehaw's got to watch out. The boat's going to come in as well as the Torrent. They've got the Spirit Siphon coming through with the Silence. Can he get far enough away to get the Requiem off? He's in the trees, and now the Blade Fury, they'll get the kill. So Resolution just hanging out over towards mid. Moon hanging out over top. And they let their Shadow Fiend die. They use that Exorcism, use the Serpent Wards to look to get this tier 1 bottom. It's going to be glyphed up. There's the Frostbite onto the Dragonheart Abaddon. And let's see if they can take out this tower. They're going to try and clear out these Serpent Wards. It's going to be hexed up as Moon. The Silence comes out on Crystal Maiden. They're going to start to chase. They might be in a really bad spot here. They start to chip away with this Bear, but he's going to be used up. They finally take out one in the Shadow Shaman. They look towards this Abaddon. He's going to go over the trees with Misery. Now Resolution just continues to chase, and he's already used that ult, so he should be dead to rights, and he will be. Misery is now dominating. And they're slowing up this Death Prophet, trying to get a kill. Going to be silenced up. Not sure if it's going to be enough. The Void comes in from Misery to stop that TP. There's the Yules from the Death Prophet again, but you are dueled up, sir, and you lose. You get nothing.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oops. So Legion Commander, we take a look at Moon. 24 dual damage to his name. And heading up towards top, just to go and be with this Crystal Maiden, clear up this creep wave. Back off Starboyz. 14-8 in favor of Planet Odd. They've got the top 2 of the net worth in Weehaw and the Shadow Fiend.
I'll take that as
And then they've got the Resolution Ursa going for that BKB next. For the side of Starboyz, relying heavily on this Juggernaut who's got the Solar Crest first. No Manta Style, no Diffusal Blade. So we'll have to see how that works out for BTY. So, Planet Odd, they'll probably look towards these next items of the BKBs on both the Shadow Fiend as well as the Ursa. Just want to farm up as best they can, maybe push out a couple of these creep waves, and then if they can get a pick off with Moon, they'd be happy to go for it. But before they get these BKBs, they'll probably try to stick away from the team fights and just farm up their next couple of items. So over bottom, Moon is just continuing to farm. He's got that Blade Mail up on him. Let's take a look. Crystal Maiden has the Force Staff. Night Stalker with a Solar Crest. They can hit these heroes even harder with the minus armor. Resolution only 1,675 gold away from getting himself that BKB. They take a look over at the Kunkka. He'll drop to Misery and Saxa. So the 4 and 5 in this Planet Odd squad gonna get themselves an easy kill. They've got the Solar Crest. They hit away. Frostbite comes in. The Void to slow them up. It's just that easy for Planet Odd. So they continue over towards top. BTY showing himself. I'm not too sure he wants to be out that far. There's the Blink in. The Blade Fear to try and get away. He gets behind this tower. The TP rotations are immediate from the side of Starboyz. They're already backing out on the side of Planet Odd. There's nothing that they can really do to capture any of these heroes to get the chase on. They've got the nice duel coming out all the way through in Shadow Shaman. That'll be another duel win for Moon. Now 16-8. Still rolling perfectly for the side of Planet Odd as now they hit away at Dragonheart, who's going to try and TP out, but stopped by Misery. The raises are there. Dragonheart's dead. They take out 2. And Dragonheart's dead for 50 seconds, but does have buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they clear out this mid-tier 2. The bottom tier 2 is already taken away. Now the high ground siege begins for Planet Odd.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
BKB soon for Resolution. Very soon for Weeha as well. Misery just showing himself up top. Nobody else, I'm sure. Or I think I'm sure that nobody else is showing up top for the side of Planet Odd. And looking to defend this tier 2 is Starboyz. So they're finally going to see Weeha, they'll see Moon, and I don't think they really want to continue on any far forward. Take a look at Orange. He's going to be hit by that Void as well as the Frostbite. Solar Crest is going to come out on him, but he'll be okay for the time being. You take a look at the rest of these heroes coming around, and maybe Starboyz are going to look to back off, but it will be Planet Odd instead who look the other way.
Flesh sustains, gold remains.
So again, they're just continuing to farm up these BKBs, and they have no problem going for them. BKB is up in 400 gold for Resolution,
This'll come in handy.
and for Shadow Fiend, it's up in 750 gold.
This will do nicely.
Take a look at the Jug. He's close to that Manta, but oh boy, Moon nearby looking for the duel. Will stop it. There's the Blade Mail getting worked on by this Moon Legion Commander. Not going to get the duel damage. BTY is going to go in with the Omni Slash. They try to mitigate the damage between the two. They'll get the kill. Both of them survive, and it's another kill going the way of Planet Odd. So now 18-8 and a huge lead for Planet Odd. 24 minutes into this game, and now they're looking to get themselves a kill on this Abaddon. They get the Hex, but Saf, how many shots can you really survive from Weehaw? You're not really deterring much. They're going to continue to go in. The boat comes through, not really doing much of anything, and Orange gets ripped to shreds by Resolution. Resolution, plus 25 damage, plus 5 on the armor. Take a look. Juggernaut, he's still looking for the Manta. Has 175 health, but you get hit way too hard for that to really matter. Now let's see if Planet Odd can get the Aegis this time around. No grab it. This time it's going to be put on Weehaw. Resolution ready to fight. They still have the double damage on Weehaw for half its duration. And why not? They'll continue to push. Towards this top tier 2. Should go for the high ground siege afterwards, up to 20,000 net worth. Still with the Aegis in hand and the double damage doing work for Weehaw to clean up this creep wave mid. And they look over towards top. They actually are going to blink in. Deep Resolution going very far. He's not the one who has the Aegis. And now he's wrapped up in these Serpent Wards. He might have gone a little bit too far, but he's going to be forced to use that ult and back all the way out. Themselves the nice torrent. We are still with that Aegis, continuing on forward. They really want to siege this tier 3, maybe go for shrines afterwards. And we are just a one-man wrecking crew going for the tier 3. They've got the Blade Fury. We are getting a little bit low. The Spirit Siphon's going to be broken. And Starboyz, they're holding just a bit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They back off, and oh boy, Abaddon very far forward. He's gonna get slowed up. There's the Aphotic Shield. Frostbite hits, and he's finally disarmed by the Heaven's Halberd of Dragonheart. But Resolution, you know, how much does he really care? There's the duel coming in from Moon. That'll get the kill. Another winner for them. Juggernaut's gonna try and chase him out. They've got the Spirit Siphon. So Resolution, he might want to turn around. He's eating this cheese, and the rest of Starboyz, they're going to be in a bunch of trouble. Weehaw's got the kill onto this Kunkka. They're going to chase out Dragonheart, looking for that Requiem. Does hit on Dragonheart, should get the kill, but he's going to be disarmed, so extends his life for just a moment. They've got the Jug here. Weehaw might finally lose his Aegis, but he gets the kill, gets a triple kill going for Moon, and they've taken out 4 on the side of Starboyz. They're looking for more in this Jug. He's going to survive only a little bit longer with this Shrine, but there's the Solar Crest. They continue on forward. Another Shrine. Not enough to keep him alive. Everybody ends up dying on the side of Starboyz, and Planet Odd will continue on forward towards these buildings and start to demolish them. Duel comes out very deep onto this Kunkka, trying to get that kill. Shackled up, but won't keep the Kunkka alive much longer. They get the buyback from the Jug. Resolution goes in, gets another kill onto that Shadow Shaman. Death Prophet going to use that Eul's to only extend the inevitable. Weehaw still hasn't lost this Aegis, and being pushed back again is going to be this Juggernaut. What can he really do? He doesn't even have Omnislash. So they work on the tier 3 over mid. They'll take it out quickly, go for the racks. Abaddon shows himself, but again, really, what's it worth? He's silenced up. They continue on forward. The Frostbite's going to pop him his ult. And Weehaw still with this Aegis will continue on forward. Boat comes out, as well as the Torrent. Moon, first time he's in a little bit of trouble. He'll end up dropping and finally take out the Aegis on Weehaw. So Resolution looking to jump back in. He starts to hit away at Saf. He'll get the kill. They've got BKBs popping galore, and they'll take out the Juggernaut as well. GG finally called. They tap out 30-9. Planet Odd just destroy the side of Starboyz.
Dire victory.
So Planet Odd get that win. Very nice from Planet Odd. Very well played overall. And we take a look at this as it's Moon 4, 3, and 8. Weeha 9-3 and 12. Resolution 6-1 and 8. 4-1 and 18 for Soxa. 7-1 and 16 for Misery. You take a look at the graph lead. It was all theirs the entire time, and Planet Odd showing up and dominating again. So it's been a great day watching them play. Starboyz, they had that upset earlier on DC, so it's something to be proud about. Beat a 10K pro. But Planet Odd, they're showing that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially here in the main qualifiers, maybe at TI. We'll see a little bit in the future if that's the case. And that's going to be it for me here today, as I've done my 6 games. I did my 6 games yesterday. Open qualifiers the last 4 days. It's been great casting to you guys. Really do appreciate it. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92. Just want to say to you guys, again, thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate it. And, you know, thanks for all the criticism. You're really helping me become a better caster. You know, things that I do wrong that I can get a little bit better from you guys, that really does help me out. And thanks a lot. And thanks for watching again. Have a good night.